Hey everyone, welcome to a new show called APIs and IPAs. My name is Abhi
And I'm Ryan Hansen.
and we have this show where we're going to essentially build products or product features together. So we'll be chatting about that over some beer. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. And who knows, we'll be having fun in other ways. But
So what do you think we're going to get into today?
that's a good question. So I was thinking, like any good first project, what we could do is start with the project boilerplate. We can get that up and running, and then we can get our first server up, right? Now, the first part about this is kind of like, what are we going to build today, and like what we're going to do later. I think today we're going to build a GraphQL server, and then start building out some types. And I think I would call it a success if we can hello world our way to a GraphQL server, something very simple.
Also, just get a simple back and forth handshake client server.
Yeah.
And then see if we can get some data back from the server.
Yep, I would say that's what we're going to go to.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's get started. So I'm in this directory called APIs and IPAs. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a NPM module called Lerna. I'm going to install that globally. And like what Lerna is like this mono repo package. How do I say this? Like a mono repo creator. A mono repo is just like a bunch of NPM modules traditionally just a bunch of NPM modules in one package folder. What we're going to do is we're going to use a mono repo to represent all of our projects that we're going to do on the show. And so within our APIs and IPAs folder, we could have hundreds of projects that are all managed and versioned under one system, this is what Lerna is.
Awesome.
So I installed it, so I'm going to say Lerna init -- independent. And so traditionally, I say traditionally, but if you don't use this flag, Lerna, what it does is anytime you release, it releases all modules at once. We're trying to tell it that we'll release them independently. So they're all independently releasable. So I'm going to hit that. What this does is it creates a package JSON, Lerna JSON, and a packages directory. Open that shit up. So this is Atom. I use Atom. You use code, huh?
Yeah, I like VS Code. It's got all the integration and packages I need. And I just kind of got used to the key bindings and haven't switched.
Well, when you drive, we'll probably use code, right? So we can show both of them like what kind of editors we use and tools.
It'll be nice to see the differences. I'll be able to see if I like this better. I'm not really stuck on any platform. It's just kind of something I've been used to.
So this is like Lerna JSON. This just represents like what version of Lerna, where do our packages live, packages directory, and then independent version. So that's Lerna. You never use Lerna, right? This is your
I would have
first time.
found this is a JSON file and not a YAML file.
Yeah.
I don't know what that trend is recently with YAML files.
It's just preference.
JSON. It's so standard now that
It's like a huge preference war. I know some people that love YAML. I personally just am used to JSON, having worked with NPM so much, right? Whatever. All right, in here, we're gonna make a GraphQL server, right? So let's call this our product server. Okay, cool. And we'll make like an index.js file in here. All right. Cool. Now we have like kind of like our free reign to do things. So what should we do first? Since we're gonna make a GraphQL server, we should probably use some type of GraphQL server provider like GraphQL Express or Apollo.
Happy.
I mean, yeah. Let's take a look at Express because that's kind of what I'm used to. feel like Express is cool, and then GraphQL Express. And then we have like Apollo Express. So they're all using Express under the hood to do this stuff. I have a lot of experience with Apollo server, so we'll just do one of these. But you could use any of them. But I'm essentially just I'm going to copy this stuff right here, and I'm going to put it in our file. Right. We need to install these things. So this product server is going to be its own module, so we can make a package JSON in here too. And I'm just going to copy this stuff over. Oops. Let's say the name is product server. And dev dependencies, let's get rid of those for right now.
So are you able to use NPM and all those other kind of tools for like yarn inside of this Lerna subdirectory?
Yeah. Actually, we'll be using the yarn, I think. Yeah, you can actually use that. We'll look into that in a second. So, private true. Key thing about private true is that we're not going to publish this as a module. So, like, whenever you use private true, like when you try to npm publish it, it'll just like blow up on you. So that's a good thing. Private true. I was thinking about using yarn. So I was going to cd into this packages directory for the product server, and then yarn add express Apollo. What was it? Let's see. Apollo server express body parser -s. All right, so we install those dependencies. I like to install Babel node as well, so I can take advantage of those Babel features. You use Babel at work?
Yeah, I haven't really used it for Node at all. I've used it really mostly on the client side because I've been happy with the Node features so far. But what else is there really that I'm missing out on?
There's a lot of experimental features that are cool. In our product server, we're going to use like Node 8, the latest one. So I use NVM, which is like Node Version Manager. So we'll be running 8.9.0, which has a lot of language features from ES 2016, 17, whatever. It's like Node is coming up. Soon you won't even need to Babel anything. All right, so now our product server is cool. I'm gonna install Babel CLI just so we can run those experimental features if we want to use them. And so we can say Babel node index.js. Oh, I should probably install Babel CLI globally too. I think we should probably make a run script, huh? To run the project.
Might make it a little easier on us.
Like scripts. I think it's scripts, right? Scripts.
Yeah.
And then we can say run start. And it's just Babel node index. Oops. I don't even need to put the extension there, but whatever. Let's try that again. npm. Was it npm run start? Yep. Oh shit.
Boom.
It's blown up on const. I wonder why.
It's deprecated already.
It's because we don't have a Babel RC, huh? Right, so we don't have a Babel RC. It's weird though. When const should exist, but alright. Let's just look at a Babel RC for some.
NVM const is definitely
Const is definitely in node 8, right? But let's just look at like some random Babel RC. Oh, I think you could just... Let's just take a look at what a Babel RC is. I want to do a babel.rc file.
I feel like every time I come to this page, it's a different Babel RC.
Yeah, because it always changes, right? It's always fucking changing.
They're different config names.
It's always changing. I think it's like an object that has like presets. And the presets is an array. I'm going to say env. And so we can just... Babel preset env, I think, is like the Babel preset that just gets you whatever you need to get by. So let's do that. It's funny when you start projects with this, there's a lot of boilerplate that goes involved just to even start something. Hopefully, nope, that wasn't it. What's going on? Well, you know what? Probably because we have a syntax error.
Yeah.
That's probably...
That's what happens when you copy and paste.
That's what happens when you copy and paste it.
GraphQL schema. Yeah.
All right, so let's just
kind of important.
Yeah. Let's comment this. I didn't even read the error. That's probably why. I didn't even read the errors. I thought it was so sick. I'm glad we set up all that boilerplate for no reason. Can't find module GraphQL. We can solve that. Let's add that. Oh, I want to add that. No, I did it again. There we go. All right, let's just try running it again. All right, it's running. We didn't put any logs. Let's go put a log there. Console.log. So, dude. You get the so, dude? I'm drink to that. So, dude. Drink to that, dude. All right, let's actually get the everything started on the GraphQL server side. So now that we have this, we need to actually make a GraphQL schema. I'm gonna make a schema folder. Schema folder here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a index.js in our schema folder, but I'm going to have, so I'm going to have another folder for like different types. What I'm thinking of doing first is just to do sorry, the first thing to do, of course, is to do hello world.graphql. We're going to do .graphql extension, and I'll show you how you can actually load that in the app. But in our hello world, we're going to declare GraphQL type hello world. And let's just say it has a message, which is a string. And let's say that it's actually required. It has to have a message. So that's our type, right? And then we'll say we have another file called root_type.graphql. This is like the root of our GraphQL server. It's going to be like the root S. It's going to be a type of query. And then you're going to have type mutation. Right? And our query here is going to be hello world. And it takes, let's say it takes a name. That name is a string. And it's required. And it returns a hello world type. Like that. We're just going to leave our mutation blank for now because we're not doing anything with it. You know?
We got nothing to mutate.
Nothing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to export from our root schema. We're going to export an array of schemas. So what we'll do is we'll import hello world from hello world.graphql, and we'll import root type from root type.graphql, and we'll just export both of these here, hello world and root type. And that's kind of represents our schema right now. Those are the things that are in our schema.
How does the order in there matter, or does it matter? Do you have to have "Hello World" on top of there?
You know, I always thought you did, and I know that's not right. If you really do care about those things, you can like group "Hello World" like these different types together, and you can export them as one. As long as it's in the schema builder in Apollo, all it's looking for is an array of strings or functions. So you can group things together in a function that returns a string. Either it's a string or it's a function that returns a string. You know what I'm saying? Like what we could do is we could actually have another function right here that returns some type foo. Bar is bad, right?
And that foo could be referenced in root type, and even though it's after,
we could.
The schema builder doesn't care.
Yeah, it just needs function or a string. So those are our two types for now. One thing that you notice is like .graphql is not a real file extension, right? Not at least not right now, at least. We're gonna add another Babel plugin called Babel plugin inline import. I think that's the name. Yeah, I guess so. And we're gonna put that in our Babel RC file under plugins. What this thing does is allows us to import .graphql files like this. And what I'll show you right now, let's console.log these and see like what's going on in there. And then in our index, I'm just going to import. I'm just going to import schema, the schema folder, and I should get a log, right? So I can import GraphQL, but it imports as a string. So I printed both those things out right there.
Which you get the nice, pretty typing and color coordination of a .graphql schema.
Exactly, like that's your editor is helping you out.
It's not all the same color.
Yep. So that's cool. We have our GraphQL types, at least our initial ones. Now, excuse me. Now we need to make this thing called resolvers. Like, how do we resolve our types, right? I'll make a resolvers folder. Same thing, I'll do an index. And then I'll do a export default object that has a query and a hello world in here. The first parameter is the root type. The root type is like where you are in the tree. So like in a GraphQL document, there's like several fields that may exist. And so right now the root of us is query. The second parameter is parameters, so name. That was our parameter to the thing. And our last is context here. Context is things that are attached to the request. And we'll get into all this in a second. And what we're going to do is just going to return hello. Oops, I should have this. Hello name. And then we get to mutation is whatever. So now we have a resolvers. That's cool. And so what we want actually here is we want a new file. I want to change this index right here to, I want to rename it to type definitions, because that's what this thing really is. These are type definitions. We have our resolvers. What we need to do is we need to create a schema, like a GraphQL schema. And so I'll make a new index.js file here. And we're going to use this library called GraphQL tools to make a schema. So let's look at GraphQL tools. You like create and mock GraphQL schemas, which is super cool. So you can write things like this, right? Make resolvers like that, and then you just make this schema that you can pass to the GraphQL middleware. Pretty tight. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. Hopefully we don't get screwed over.
No comments in there like last time.
Yeah, no comments in there. And so we can import our type defs from the type definitions file, right? Type definitions. We import our resolvers from the resolvers folder. And then let's just default export this. So now we have a schema, right?
You see a little extra space there. Line 3, resolvers from.
Oh, thank you, dude. Oh yeah, there's no lint on this yet. Alright, so now we have a schema. If we go back here, let's bring this thing back. Let's import our schema. Let's put it right there. Alright. I'll drink to this if it works. Oh shit, it didn't work. We have to add GraphQL tools. How many times do you... I always do that, dude. You always do that?
I always forget the npm package. I just assume it's there. I hope it's up there somewhere in my directory system.
I know, right? So how do you think about... There's a lot of these intro things when you start a GraphQL server, but like...
It takes a long time to get set up, I've found, but once you have it set up, you're just kind of adding and following the same rule, and you have kind of all this amazing typing system at your disposal to use.
And all these tools make it a lot easier. Like we've downloaded a bunch of tools that just help us move a lot quicker, though. Imagine all the people who would have to do this all this stuff by scratch, right? We're just installing things left and right. All right, let's see if this works. Can't find type definition. Uh-oh. I spelled it wrong. How many times do you spell things wrong, too? So many times.
Led to so many hours of frustration.
I can't find that module, okay. Because it's not in there, it's in a higher folder. I like to always, this is my nitpicky thing in code, I always like to do it by the hierarchy of like where it is. There's an ESLint rule for that too. You can enable it.
So ESLint rule for everything.
Alright, what does it say? Expected name found this. So what this means is we didn't put anything in here. So let's just like not do this. What the fuck, man? Oh. What the fuck? It still thinks that that file is the same. You know what I'm saying? Like I changed it, right? You saw me. Is it here?
It still looks like it's there.
Let's oh shit, I always hit that. It still thinks it's there. You know what?
If it could be that .graphql file.
Yeah, I think so. What I think it is, if you look at Babel plugin import or something, inline import, what was it? Inline import. Let's see. So I wrote cache because maybe they cached the strings. Babel does not track dependency between imported and importing files after the transformation is made. That means, let me close my Slack right here. Slack. Because I changed this is the importing file. I bet you if I do this, that didn't work.
Nope.
What if I like had a white space or something? Would it work then? It still thinks it's there. That's so weird. What do they suggest? They say you can disable cache. Let's just do that. Package JSON. Oh, good. Mutation defined in resolvers, but not in schema. Okay, so I gotta take it away from the resolvers too. All these bugs.
Trying to do too much too soon.
I know. I was like on cloud 9 for a second. All right, good. So we're running.
What's that, dude?
But we need a way to check our APIs, right? We need like the Explorer. So let me close all this random shit. We need graphical. So we'll do app.use graphical. And who knows the syntax for that? I don't. So let's go look at it. Graphical. Graphical. Okay. Copy and paste that. Alright. Alright, dude. Graphical Express is not defined, probably because I didn't import it. Where do you import it from? Okay, same module. Alright. Okay. Alright, tight. So, what is it, 3,000? 3,000 graphical. Alright.
You made it.
I have this history because my other projects have all the same port.
Same localhost.
Yeah. But our query's here. Hello world. Alright, should we take it for a spin?
What does the hello world query type look like?
This one? Oh, it has a message in there. This thing is so cool, huh? You can just like look at all your docs. Self-documenting. Come in here, you're like, this shit's tight. What's this string? Oh. You know?
Let's just figure out what this API does.
Yeah. Alright, so let's query this thing, right? So I'm going to write a query, hello world, name is Ryan.
But you have to finish your beer. That this is going to blow up on you.
If it blows up on me, I have to finish my beer?
Yeah.
What if it doesn't?
I'll finish my beer.
Alright. Oh! Wait, no, this is not a real bug. This thing returns a message. Alright, it blew up on me. Alright, let's get another beer. Where's the opener? Thank you. Well, how'd you know? Did you already know, or did you just know that I was going to fuck it up?
I already knew. The hello world type is a message on it. However, the hello world resolver is just returning a string. It's not returning an object with a message property.
Wow. That's why I have a co-pilot. I bet you all the people at home are like, this guy's a fucking idiot, dude. Why did he fuck this up?
How did you not have a message property?
Yeah, what are you doing, bro? This is not even a message. See, I fucked it up again. Don't drink and code. Or do it. Alright, let's try this.
Because this is APIs, not APIs.
This is APIs. I gotta finish. Hold on. Let me put this. You should just finish your beer no matter what. I poured this terribly. But that's okay. Alright, let's play this. Alright, hello Ryan. Peace out. Put my name in there. Cool. Alright, so that's good. Alright, so that's hello world. Let's write some APIs next. We're going to take a quick break and then we'll come back.